Hello, I am back. I am here to continue the Women Only Collective reading. So, if you're interested in the message of part one, which seemed to be a lot about recognizing when somebody is projecting feelings on you, I mean, like physical feelings, because that's how the reading started off, emotional feelings that are not yours. So you could find yourself suddenly crying, or suddenly feeling sad, or suddenly feeling upset. And when you search your mind to find out, well, why do I feel like this? You realize you don't have a reason for you don't have a reason for feeling like it. And you're meant to recognize that as somebody projecting these feelings on you. God was also highlighting thoughts. People also project thoughts onto us. So before we give life to any thought, we ought to make sure that it's a thought that is going to serve our highest good. Don't just get a thought and move on it carelessly or thoughtlessly or hastily. What else? God was talking about our need to equip our children with truth about what society really is like. I mean, the underground part of society, not just what is seen on the surface. Yeah, and God was talking about how your thoughts might have damaged, or your belief system might have damaged your love relationship. God says you need to reconcile. God was talking about the importance of letting your people know, those who need to know anyway, what you're going through, so that they understand you when your behavior changes and they don't think that you're just cuckoo, or think that maybe they're the problem, because when you don't tell them what's happening, then you leave the door wide open for them to assume all sorts and just complicate the situation even more, among other things. So if you're interested in those conversations, those teachings, I suggest that you watch part one of the Women Only Collective reading. I feel like even the men could benefit from these teachings and this advice. I mean, take the sense and leave anything that you think is nonsense from it, from all my readings. Okay. So Most High God, if there's anybody trying to interfere with this reading, please block them so we can receive the messages that you brought us here to receive. Do step in and deliver your messages to be your children. So we're gonna continue where we left off. We had 4 more decks to bring messages from. Interesting. Oh, these were at the bottom of the deck. Because I know that that wasn't part of the underlying issue. So where we left off at last time with our investigation is a whole bunch of feminine energy were popping up. So we had the mother energy that showed itself during the shuffle. Then the cards that came out, we have aunt, and we have father came out by itself. And then we had grandmother and boss that came out together. So the grandmother is the boss, the matriarch. And also in the last reading, there was just a bit of a highlight on how powerful females not even just feminine energy, but females are. Females are more active in our society than we are led to believe. Females are more potent. Females are more instrumental in our society than we are being led to believe. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a closer look at some of these energies. Oh yeah, and at the bottom of the deck, as the underlying issue, we had the government, whoever is in charge being an open admirer. So whoever is in charge, they like you and they're not. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So you definitely should watch part one. Okay, it don't make no sense watch this part if you don't watch part one. So God was talking to a specific collective of women who are being targeted, gang stalked, abused in society because they are not afraid to speak the truth. They're not afraid to stand up for what is right. And those who are doing wrong, who are affected by their stance in society, obviously they have a problem with that. So they have grouped together to try and take these women down. Okay? But we got somebody in charge here that's an open admirer. And that's what really got me when I dealt these cards and saw that these energies came out together. So it's like, if the boss is an open well, just because somebody admire you don't mean that they're gonna agree with you, or it doesn't mean that they're going to allow you to be yourself or do what you want, but they like you. So this could be a case where the one who's in charge, I mean, they like you, they admire your strength, they admire your wisdom and things like that, but a conflict of interest where I have to try and kick your ass because this is my survival. Which brings me back to another conversation that came up in the first part of this investigative reading. It's like everybody has a right to decide how they make it in life, how they get by in life, how you make your money in life. If you want to do good to make your money, good on you. If you want to do evil to make your money, you must know that there are going to be challenges. But the thing is, doing evil, when you're doing good to make your money and get by in life, you don't really provoke anybody. But when you're doing evil to get by in life, then you create a problem for many. So obviously you light a fire when you're doing evil, and obviously the fire is going to come and burn you. Okay? And that's basically what people like myself are. We are the fire that's come to burn you. Now, I kind of lost my train of thought of what I was saying with that bit there. But that came up. Oh, yes. So I was saying that to say, well, to reiterate what I said in the first one, talking about how why not try and do something that doesn't get your ass in trouble to make your money or to get by in life? Is there no other option? You know, because it's like people who do wrong to get by, I believe, are people who are weak-minded, people who actually lack self-confidence. Because if you had confidence in your magic, your abilities, your skills, your gifts, your wisdom, if you had confidence in your ability to make a difference, confidence in your ability to be a success, you wouldn't have to resort to doing evil in order to make that happen. Unless you're in a society where you're being forced to do said evil. And it's like, at what point do we stand up against this type of nonsense? Because let's look at musicians, for example. These musicians don't want to be, a lot of them don't want to be pedophiles. A lot of them don't want to engage in sodomy. A lot of them don't want to engage in talking nonsense in their music. But the powers behind them, they are forcing them to be that. Now, musicians, for example, just a small example. I mean, anybody with gifts can survive solely on their gifts if we lived in a fair society where people were actually being credited based upon their gifts and the amount of effort that they put in to express said gifts, to share said gifts with their public, with their audience, with their fans, with their supporters. Becoming rich, becoming successful is not supposed to be this hard. But we live in a society where the quote unquote powers that be, the wannabe powers that be, make it difficult for people to live their best life and keep their integrity intact. So it takes a really strong person to get around that nonsense so that they can walk with their head held high and their conscience clear. And that's why people like myself fight. It's not about the money, it's about our dignity first. You see what I'm saying? Because I could have easily been in the music industry at high statuses like the Beyoncés, like the Rihannas, like the whoever else is up there. I could have been that, but because of the price that I am expected to pay in exchange, I'm like, are you crazy? First of all, I love my peace of mind. I don't like being in debt. Second of all, I love being able to feel proud of me expressing my self-respect. You see what I'm saying? Third of all, if I'm going to be expressing this talent that God gave me, I want to be able to use it freely to do good, not evil. I want to continue God's agenda, not the wicked man and wicked woman agenda. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like the trade-off, the trade wasn't trading. You see it? So saying all that to say, instead of focusing, talking to all evil people now, people who do evil to get by in life, instead of focusing your energy on hurting people who highlight your evil, you should focus on the motherfuckers who are forcing you to be that way in the first place. Your angers are clearly misplaced, misdirected, mishandled, misused, and we won't stand for it. So the same way you feel like people like me highlighting your evil is just business, it's nothing personal when you fuck us up, it's the same way we feel like when you fuck us up for highlighting your fuckery, it's just business, because we have a right to secure our well-being. We have a right to be treated fairly in society. We have a right to stand up when we're being treated unfairly. We have a right, if we can do anything about it, to do something about it. So it's nothing personal. It's just business. Same way. You see it? So now that we've said that, let's look into these energies. Take a closer look. I'm very curious about the grandmother and boss energy, but Most High, where would you like me to begin? Where should we? Yeah, grandmother boss energy. So we're going to take a look, see what God wants us to know about this grandmother boss energy. And I do highly recommend, if you're interested in this, what I'm saying, go and check out part 1. Okay? So we're going to take a closer look at what God wants us to know about this grandmother boss energy. So where do we find clarification for that? Okay, so it looks like God got some questions. So the conversation before this was where God was talking about actually talking to our children about, well, our children and any loved ones that we care about, telling them about what society is actually about instead of allowing them to continue in this illusion that all is well. All is not well. All is not fair in this society. We do not live in an ideal world. We live in a very unfair world. Well, in this part of the world anyway, okay, they have normalized evil and they shun good. They crucify good. Okay, that's the kind of world that we live in, but yet they teach us to be good. And then when we're good, we're punished for being good because they actually want us to be evil. So we need to sort that out among ourselves. It don't make no sense that we allow our children to grow up thinking that we are actually expected to be good, but they need to know that being good is the right thing. But don't be surprised when people hurt you for doing the right thing, because there are a lot of dishonest people around. And the truth is, usually what you're seeing on the surface is not what's actually there. There's a lot of people that's involved in a lot of shady, secret stuff. And if you find out their secrets and you tell them, or if you accidentally tell their secrets, they get angry at you. When they shouldn't be doing these secret evil things in the first place. People are supposed to do the right thing. But in this society, that's usually not what is happening. People are usually up to a lot of evil, shady, bad things. Okay, we need to let our children know that. We need to let our friends, our anybody that we care about, we need to make them know that this is the reality, so that they don't get confused. Because I spoke about how I was raised as well in part one, because I'm a victim of this type of breeding where I was raised to believe being good will get me what I deserve out of life. And I had to learn the hard way that really and truly being good makes you a target. Y'all need to explain that to your children and anybody else that you love and care about. When you start talking about government, y'all need to let them know that criticizing the government, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't, but just know the consequences or the effects of criticizing any government. It could be the government that runs your society, or it could be whoever is in charge. Criticizing anybody of authority, or most people in authority, it comes with consequences. It comes with lashbacks or backlash. Okay, that don't mean that you should be a coward, but you just need to be armed with the knowledge that if you do this, there's a possibility that XYZ might happen. We need to know these things. I wasn't brought up to know these things. Okay? And I was blessed with a personality that wasn't afraid to speak up. I'm not afraid to stand up for what I know is right. I'm not afraid to stand up for what I feel is rightfully due to me and all these things. And that's why I became a target, because when these powers, these wannabe powers of society saw me standing up like that, their attacks on me were an attempt to silence me, to make me change course. But the thing is with me is I wasn't moving based on any uncertainty. Regardless of the consequence, I knew that this is who I am this is who I'm going to be. This is what's happening. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care what you try to do. I don't care what the consequences. This is what I'm going to be. This is who I am because this is the right thing. And if you don't like it, do something about it. But I'm willing to take whatever come with it. So it's not like, say, just because nobody told me that standing up against the government, standing up against bullies and shit like that would get me hurt or put me in the line of fire. And I didn't care because regardless, this is who I am, and there's no consequence that's gonna make me change, period. So that's the difference with me. But with some people, if they knew that they were stepping into the fire, they would probably draw back, and they should have the right to make that conscious choice. I wasn't given the opportunity to make my choice consciously because everybody around me were creating this illusion like we live in an ideal society where people do the right thing most of the time, when it's the absolute opposite. People do the wrong thing most of the time but create the impression of doing the right a lot of the time. So we need to inform our people of possible consequences of their actions. Do not send your people out into the world blind. So, grandmother boss energy. Let's find out what God wants us to know about this energy, or what God wants us to think about, consider. Okay, so let's see. Grandmother boss. Okay, so God is talking to a grandmother who is a boss. So it looked like when it comes to these women who are being targeted in this way, including myself, because it was revealed that it's an organization. It says that this is organized crime involving members of the private sector, I think it was saying. Well, go back and watch part one, but it was like between 26 to 30 people in this group. And the thing is, half of them don't agree with targeting those of us who are in this position. Okay, so this grandmother boss, we have the card that came out says, do you wish me well? Do you wish me well? So is this a question that God is posing to this grandmother boss regarding we who are being targeted by them? And we have a father and an aunt in this situation. Let's see, at the bottom of the deck, we have, do you consider having sexual relations with another in the mind cheating? So that's for those who know about telepathy. That's the underlying issue. Interesting. So the underlying issue, so this grandmother boss, or this grandmother who is the boss here, they have a problem with some telepathic relationships. I feel like it's not just if you have a telepathic partner and you have a relationship with them in your mind. I feel like this is just the transfer of what is in our mind to the people, because what we think, our thoughts, because they're connected to the truth, it makes them highly potent. So for people like myself to speak truth, it will be highly effective because you just can't fight against truth. So this grandmother who is a boss, she doesn't like the fact that we have the power to change people's mind. We have the power to connect with people in their mind. We have the power to motivate people, thereby creating more like us. They don't like that. So that's what I'm getting here. Because sexual relations is interaction between two. It doesn't always have to be sex. It's intercourse, you know, just an exchange of energy and information between one and another, or one and a few, or one and many. Okay, so because of our power to influence using the truth, which cannot be fought against, God is questioning this grandmother boss, like, do you wish us well? Because when you do the mathematics, you're not fighting against us, grandmother boss. You're fighting against the truth. You're fighting against equality. You're fighting against fairness. You're fighting against the right. You are hurting innocent people, and you want to be left alone to do that. Where the fuck they do that at? So if God give you the freedom to just walk through the earth and do this to people who don't deserve it, what happens to people like myself who are doing the will of God? Where does that put us in relation to our God if our God continually give you free reign to treat us like crap while we're over here fighting for the right? And it's like we're not achieving anything. What's that going to do to people like us? That's going to demotivate people like us. We're going to think that this is pointless and we're going to stop doing it. That's what's going to happen. Because it's like, clearly we can't beat you, so we might as well join you. But that's not God. That's not how things are set up. Because those of us who are being targeted by you, who are being attacked by you, we see miracles in our life on a regular basis. Because it's like, why are we still here? How come we're still here? We're here by the hand and the favor of God. We are here because God is a just God. We are largely unharmed because God is a fair God, and we're doing the work of God, which is righteousness. Blessed is the man or woman who walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, but his and her delight is in the law of the Lord. And in that law we meditate day and night. We shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, and whatsoever we do will prosper. The wicked are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth the fuck away. I don't believe everything in the Bible. But when my life's testimony match up with the teachings of any holy book, I know that is true. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and all things will be added unto you. A lot of bad is added. That's not that they forget to teach us, but there's a lot of good too. Unfathomable good. We are miracles walking. So I'll take the bad with the good. There's nothing wrong with that, because the good outweigh the bad. When I walk how God wants me to walk, I walk on the path that God suggested we walk. Y'all are the ones who see goodness as being boring. Y'all are the ones who see doing the right thing as taking too long. You want to get rich quick and all this fuckery, all this nonsense, all these nonsense philosophies that you apply. And these are the things that have ruined your life. Because you see, when you come up against somebody who is evil like you can conquer them. But when you come up against an angel of the Lord, an anointed one like myself and the other ladies that this reading is for, you lose. That's the difference. We don't deserve your treatment. We don't deserve that type of treatment. So no, you do not wish us well, but you should. Because by you not wishing people like me and the other ladies being spoken of in this reading, well, you automatically not wish yourself well. You see the mathematics? By you not wishing us well, you automatically also not wish yourself well, dear grandmother boss. We are of a different kind. You ought to know who you're fucking with. And if you don't believe me, just watch. So, that's the message to the grandmother boss. Now, to the father. Alright, CM deck. What does God want to say to this father? Whoever this father is in the grand scheme of things here. We didn't tell you to choose to do the wrong thing to get by in life. But you doing the wrong thing is affecting us negatively. So how the hell are we gonna make peace with it? To satisfy who? You? While we suffer? What kind of sane person does that? Grandmother boss. To allow you to abuse us without any kickback would be uncivilized of us. That would be the definition of insanity for us. For us to rise against your bullying, for us to rise against your wrongdoing, that shows us fully functional, fully operational. That shows us matching your strength. That shows we in the same category, just on opposite sides. Know who you're fucking with before you fuck with them. So Father, let's see what does God want to say regarding this father energy. So Father, do you wish me well as well? Do you wish your victim well? That's the first question. And if you and I became a couple, would you still miss who whoever? So basically, God is asking you, father figure, whoever you are, if we were to get in some kind of partnership, this may not be a romantic couple. This may be just you choosing to favor me or support me. Would you still miss this grandmother boss person? So, do you wish us well? And if you and I were to get in some kind of partnership, would you still miss this person who is putting you against me or against the female spoken of in this reading? So that means the cross watchers must be here, that God is speaking directly to you. So, Father, you are being asked to take a side. And God is saying, if you do choose to take the side of those who are doing the right thing, would you still miss these people who are influencing you in doing the wrong thing? You cannot be wishy-washy about your decision, or else you're going to have to accept wishy-washy pay. And then you'll have none but yourself to blame. So if you want full credit, you have to be fully dedicated to whatever you choose. So it's either you're going to be on the side of wrong or you're going to be on the side of right. Pick your side and stick to it, Father. Yeah. The underlying issue we have, would you have tantric sex with me? So you're missing. So this, oh God. So you could actually be the father of my child. This could actually be talking about the grandmother of my child. And this could actually be the aunt of my child. And the grandmother of whoever other female this reading is resonating for. The father of their child and the aunt of their child. So it looked like the father in this case who was motivated to join the bandwagon to fight against us ladies, our baby father. It looked like he's missing us sexually, mind, body, and soul. He's missing us. But God is saying to him, well, if you got back together with the lady that you saw miss, dear father, would you still miss maybe whoever you with now, maybe this grandmother that's influencing you in the wrong? Would you be with us, mind, body, and soul? Or would you be wishy-washy? Interesting, because we had government, open admirer, and then we had a cousin. So this is like a family affair. Let's see, cousin, close associate. Okay, it's all making sense to me now. Close associate to a colleague. Interesting. Who is a hitman for the angel. The angel would be us women spoken about in this reading. So this is a family affair. So this is your child's father and his mother, I'm guessing, and his sister. So this is like centered around your child, ladies. So the government is an open admirer. So whoever is in charge here, they're an open admirer. Then we have a cousin who is a close associate with a colleague. And then we have Hitman and Angel coming in after that. Very interesting. Let's see what God wants to say about this aunt. The question is, baby father, do you deserve us? Do you deserve? Forget what you want. Forget doing what is right. Do you deserve to be with us in that way? If you were me and I were you, and I did what you did to me and our child, and after all that betrayal, I'm approaching you like I'm interested in being with you again, mind, body, and soul. What would be your fucking response, baby daddy? Be honest. You didn't care about hurting me. Or if I'm putting myself in your position, I didn't care about hurting you, and I didn't care about hurting our child either. How would you see me? How do you think the child because I don't keep anything secret from your child. I keep her up to date with just about everything. So she knows exactly what quality of a human being you are. What kind of reparations you think you can really do with us after the things that you put us through? Before you even did all these things, I already declared to you that I have no desire to ever be with you again. Because I did not appreciate how you handled our relationship. You were young and dumb, I was young and dumb. But certain things that you did, and even over the years, the things that you continue to do, even up to today, you have the audacity to even wonder if there is even the tiniest fraction of a chance for me to get with you again. And the only reason why you got so close to me there over them last couple of years is because you changed your identity and I thought you were somebody else. You had me fooled. But now I know. And so I see this new character you have taken on as your new identity. With the same disdain, because it's the same dirty spirit that live inside there. No matter how pretty you make yourself on the outside. If you're going to choose to fight on our behalf, do it because you want to do the right thing. Not do it because you think you can get back with me. because you can't. Yes, you made sure that I had an orgasm almost every night. That's all fine and dandy. That can't hold a woman like me. That's about the one thing that you did in the relationship that you got right. Address the fact how you denied your seed. You denied your daughter, and only God knows the things that I used to talk about. The way how I used to talk nasty things about me. Does she not look like your seed? Does Malika not look like you? Talk about how you spent almost every moment of our relationship together away from me. In a bush with some next man. About your farm. Talk about how we fell out because of that. And then you finally gave me my wish and spent more time in the house. And what happened? The same man that you were spending all this time in the bush with, he decided that he gonna become a permanent fixture in the house. So me still can't get no time to grow with you. And you were cool with that. You didn't have it in you to tell your friend, yo, go home now because you have to go spend some time with your woman. Talk about how you sat down and watched your friend argue with me, telling me how I wanted to have sex with your little nephews that I took responsibility of because they were now growing into men. Disrespecting me like that. You sat down there and listened to this man say these things about me and you said and did nothing. Jakai, Malachi. Talk about how you ran away from me once and I stayed faithful. And you come back and we picked up right where we left off. You never gave no explanation where you went, what you went to do, nothing. And I didn't do anything or say anything about that. Talk about how you ran away a second time. And you come back and expected things to be the same. But this time I didn't wait for you. Me draw for Craig. Yes, I did. And when I heard you were coming back, instead of borrowing somebody else man, instead of borrowing Cheryl man, me decide I'm gonna go and have my own man. Because I thought you were my own man at the time. So I left Craig, who belonged to somebody else, to get back with my own man. As far as I was seeing. I feel like I was very wrong now. Hindsight is kind of 2020, although the 2020 vision now come through very clearly. I knew you were treating me like utter crap. And I almost fell for it this time. You didn't give me no explanation as to where you went the second time. You didn't tell me nothing at all. Like I'm nobody. I didn't matter. I didn't need to know. And then you come back and want things to continue. And I almost fell for it too. And just when I was about to climb on top of you and teach you the things that Craig taught me, I started to feel physically sick. And that was the end of our relationship. Talk about how loyal I was to you. Although I was a new mother, new adult, coming from a home that nobody teach me anything, having a child of my own, not knowing how to care for the child, having to work it all out. And then your sister gonna leave her 3 boys. So now I have 4 children to look after. Just like that. And I never complained. I did what I could to keep the balance around the home. Talk about that. And what was my pay for that? Talk about if I'm not at home, me down at your mother and father's shop. I didn't have friends. I've never cared for friends. I've never cared for going gallivanting. And when I did go gallivanting, which I wanted to do with you, which you were never interested in, I went gallivanting with your nephew them. So if anything happened, they can tell you what Chanel was doing, who Chanel was talking to. And there was nobody talking to Chanel that time because Chanel looked like she was low class. Chanel didn't have nice clothes and Chanel didn't look like Chanel at that time. So everybody used to just stand from afar off and watch Chanel. So Chanel was not cheating on you with anybody. And even if Chanel was looking good, Chanel would still not cheat on you with nobody because that's not Chanel's style. Talk about that. And yet, how did you treat me? My answer is no. I'm not interested. Especially after all the evil that you put me through and you're still putting me through. I'm not interested. You can stay your good looking self far away from me. Because of the same dirty heart live inside there. So, the aunt, most high. The aunt who look like a sensei fowl now. Karen look like a hot mess. Karen look like she fall out on a tree and hit every fucking branch pan she way down. I am so wicked, and then I want to know how come I still look like this and she look like that. How many years apart is me and Karen in age? I spend your time on too much evil. I am wicked and bad mind. So Karen, God have the same question for you. If you and I became in some kind of partnership, would you still love whoever the fuck you're loyal to right now? Whoever the hell got y'all fighting against me like this? And these messages go out to any other female out there who is a part of my little collective that's having to live this life. Because I know it's not just me. So to the aunt of your child and to the father of your child, God wants to know, well, if you and I got into a partnership, would you still love whoever they're loyal to at this time? Would they be able to turn their loyalties away from the wicked unto we who are doing the right thing? Or would they always be looking over there? Because it don't matter if they're your grandmother or your mother or your father, or wrong is wrong, period. And that's how God wants it to be. Because if you roll with them, you're going to get fucked up with them. If you sail with their ship, you're going to sink with their ship. That's the point. So if you have familial ties, you're going to have to block out the familial ties. Choose your side and stick to it. The underlying issue in this case is, if you found out that I have a desire for someone else, what would you do? I think I already answered that question from my side. I stick to the right, come what may. That's what I do. I'm not changing. This is like the story where the devil approached Jesus on the mountain and I promised Jesus this and promised Jesus that. And Jesus was like, yo, well, you can't promise me nothing because all this you already belong to me. And I said the same thing to you and your superiors. Y'all can't do nothing for me because I'm already connected to the movers and shakers of creation, period. So if there is such a thing as space, I'm going to space and I'm surrounded by aliens, I still have nothing to fear because God is with me. God created them too. God can make me speak their language if God want to. I have that type of power and I have that type of faith. You understand what I'm saying? So there's nothing that you or your superiors can offer me or do for me that would make me turn away from God and God righteousness. It don't make no sense. You don't throw away a whole continent for an island. You don't throw away valuable things for shiny things. You don't throw away a good gal for a pretty one. That's stupidity. You don't throw away a good man for a handsome, rich one. That's stupidity. Where I'm from, in here, that's stupidity. Treat me good. That's my top priority. Anything else we can work on after that. That's how I view the world. Love me first. And then we'll see about everything else that's out of order. We'll try put it in order. But do you love me? That's all I care to fuck about. I don't care if you don't have no teeth in your mouth. I don't care if you're a bum on the street, you don't live nowhere and you smell stink. I will clean you up. Do you love me? What y'all know about that? Nothing. Having the love of the people and the favor of the people is a hell of a lot more valuable than having an overflowing bank account. What's the point in having all the money in the world and nobody likes you? Nobody can stand you. You're not going to live very long. Because that means everybody I look for the perfect opportunity to take you out. Take you down. I'd rather have the love of the people and the favor of the people than to have a full bank account. That's how I see the world. What y'all know about that? Because look at it this way. If I have the love of the people, anything that the people have is also mine. Because that's what love do. If I have the love of the people, I will never be homeless. I will never be hungry. I will never be casted down. Because they care about me. I do not have to have my own. And see, this is what's happening between me and Malika, and that's why I can't understand. I have the love of Malika, and that's why she was happy to keep me head above water. She's been doing for me, and I know she's the only one that's making money in this house because I made it that way. Because I thought that it would put a wedge between us. But when you train up a child in the way that she and he should go, they will never depart. And even if they depart, they're going to find their way back. Malika was raised well by me. Malika know what love is. And that's why Malika stuck with me and I could never pull Malika away from me because Malika don't see me worthy of being hated. That's the difference with Malika and I hate me for no fucking good reason. I was put in you people's life to be a blessing to you. But y'all wanted quick money instead. You lose a great auntie, you lose a great sister, you lose a good wife. You lose a good daughter-in-law. But goodness didn't matter to you, only money mattered to you people. So you got your money. And I have myself. I have an environment mostly free from haters, secret haters like you people. Everybody wins, right? You got the audacity for look back and talk about mind, body, and soul. You want who? Go and spend your time and your energy growing up. Because clearly you're still just a little boy. Jackie, Malachi, George Allen Jr. You don't have a mind of your own. And you don't have the kind of strength that it takes to be the man of a woman like me. Oh, yes. So let's talk to the cousin. We definitely have to talk to the cousin. Let's see. We have to take a closer look at the cousin. And who is this grandmother? I hope it's not Mrs. Allen. I don't have nothing against Mrs. Allen in a real life. Me can't say Mrs. Allen do me anything. Mrs. Allen is one person that I had never had any doubts about. So if Mrs. Allen is a crook, she's a very good crook. So who is this grandmother boss person? This must be the secret society woman. I refuse to believe that that's Mrs. Allen. I still can't see that being so. And it was already revealed that Mr. Allen are the one. God never tell me nothing about Mrs. Allen. And like I revealed on part 1 of this, it's the female head of the secret society, not the male one. That's been constantly, continuously, vigorously coming at me. It's not the man or the woman. So, anyway, cousin, let's see. Let me see how you try and turn one of the cousin them against me. Yeah, I see that. I could tell that last time when I spoke to, well, the one time me ever talked to Karen on video chat. Me could tell that I did grab the little youth them mind and turn him against me. So, to the cousin, we have, would you have sex with me? Hell nah. And look, at the bottom of the deck, would you have tantric sex with me? No. It don't matter that we're not blood relatives. It's just not my principle. First of all, I look good, but I am not a cougar. I do not take pleasure in being with young men. I'm looking for a responsible, mature man. I'm looking for a husband. I'm not looking to fuck. I'm looking to have mind-blowing sex with my person. I'm not one of them females. Okay? And you know me since you were a baby. Have you ever known me to be a whore? Yes, I look good. Yes, you admire me, all these things. But don't cross the line when it comes to me and that. Chanel is not interested in fucking any of you. Y'all are very handsome young men. But Chanel is a woman of principle. Okay? So Chanel not interested in having sex with any of you. I might talk to you about sex and teach you a thing or two so you can use on your peoples and things like that. But don't watch me as a candidate. Okay? I'm unavailable. Me not on your menu. None of you. Okay? I'm not that type of woman. Because I know we're not blood relatives, but still there's a certain principle that I live by. Okay? So thank you for the compliment. But no. That's not gonna happen. But I can teach you a thing or two. Okay? That's it. Government. Let me check in on this government energy. And then the hitman. And I'm hearing the colleague. So let's check in on the government energy. Most High. I practically raised you like you're like my son. No, I will not have sex with you. Any of you. I know y'all admire me. I know I'm a good looking woman. I know. I'm hot. I know. But exercise some self-control, exercise some self-respect, restraint, and respect my self-respect. Okay, gentlemen? Thank you. So the government energy. We have, if you and I became a couple, would you still miss, I guess, being a jackass? Would you still miss evil? Okay, so to whoever in charge, that's one thing. Then we have, do you consider having sexual relations with another in the mind cheating? CM card again. So this is all about my interaction with people. And that's why you like me, because even you can't fight against the truth. It's not really me you like, it's my, I guess, my courage to speak the truth and stand up for myself and all these things. So although we are enemies, you have no choice but to like me. At the bottom of the deck we have, would you have sex with me? Is this all you think about? Sex? Hmm? I don't have nothing else better to do with your time. If this is asking like if I would talk to you, then for me personally, and other ladies who are going through this, just yes, I know that I stopped addressing you. Take the messages as they resonate with you, but this is an opportunity for me to talk to these people at the same time. I'm here, I can answer their questions. Okay? So, to whoever this is, First of all, let's address this question as it is. Do you consider having sexual relations with another in the mind cheating? I'd say yes. Hell yes. Because I've done it and I know the effects of it. You create bonds the same way as you would in a real life. And for me personally, I don't want anybody taking my person's attention away from me. The same way my man wouldn't want me. He wouldn't want to know that I'm in meditation, sitting down, having sex with some man in my mind. What you don't want for yourself, don't give it to me. It is cheating because you're forming bonds. You're forming connections. I have tantric sex with people in, well, these men. I've had sexual relations with them in my mind, and when I go to the toilet, I'm ready for real sex. My body operated as though the person was right here. If my man wants to be turned on, check me. If it's something that you want me to do that I don't know how to do, teach me. Keep your focus in your rascal yard. Because I know you don't want me to put my attention outside. The moment you start to look outside is the moment that it's time for me to go. What we got going on is done here. At least our sexual relationship anyway. If I'm not enough for you, fine, I will let you go so you can be with whoever you want. And if I choose to take you back, just know you have a whole year of celibacy to go through before you can get on top of this again or get into this again. You're going to clean up mind, body, and soul. Let all them dead skin cells, where people touch you and their body fluids go on you, all them skin cells have to come off of you. I want you fresh and clean. And since I can't trust these doctors in this society, if I give you a year, we can see if you picked up any diseases while you were on your escapades, your sexcapades. There's method to my madness. Because these people were glad to see me come in their doctor offices looking for information so they can lie to me. Just the same way they pretended that they were fixing my teeth when they were not. Cousin, close associate, and a colleague. Let's look at the hitman. This morning I had a dream. I was holding this little girl in my hand, wearing this same shirt. She had on this shirt. And she had a bullet hole on this side of her head. And I was holding her in my hand like a properly live person. She wasn't dead, mind you, but she had a bullet hole. There was no blood, just a bullet hole. And she looked like me and she looked like Malika at the same time. With this bullet hole, wearing this shirt. And as usual, I was very nonchalant because let me tell you people why I'm like that in my dream. To those of you who be infiltrating my dream space, trying to investigate me to understand who I am. This is the reason why I am how I am, because you expected me to probably panic. You expected me to ask questions. I didn't do any of that. I was just handling my business. Yes, you have a bullet hole in your head, but I am a spiritual woman. I do not live surface level life. I have come to learn that there's a lot more than what meets the eye. So I do not give all credit and power to my five senses. I acknowledge my sixth sense when necessary. So I'm the type of person, something might happen and everybody's acting all crazy and I'd be there calm. I'd be the only one calm. Why? Because everybody's looking at what is right in front of them. I am looking at what is hidden because I've been blessed with the gift of sight. I've been blessed with the gift of vision. So me being nonchalant with this little girl in my hand with this bullet in her head, it's because I was sussing things that's not on the surface. I was picking up things that's not on the surface. She was fine, even with this bullet in her head. Weird, isn't it? She was fine. Y'all want me to believe that she not gonna be fine, but she was fine. Anyway, Hitman. So we got, if I lost all of my beauty, would you still date or marry me? What the hell? Hitman? Interesting. If I lose all of my teeth, would you still love me? Hitman. So Hitman, what is your answer? If I lost all of my beauty, would you still date or marry me? Hitman, am I dating and marrying you? Hitman, if I lose all of my teeth, would you still love me? What the fuck? So I'm dating the Hitman. Interesting. At the bottom of the deck, we got, if I couldn't afford to purchase brand name goods and clothes, would you still date or marry me? That's the underlying issue. So this is like 50 Cent song, like, girl, you seem to love me now. Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me? I think I already answered this question. Hitman, do you love me? That is the question. Hitman, if you love me and you don't want to kill me, I'm gonna love you back. All these men before you, they were sent to destroy me, and I forgave them, and I was willing to take them back. Well, except for Jackai, because I didn't realize that he was who he was. But I was conscious of Craig. I was giving Nathan a chance, and I was serious. If they're willing to treat me right, then I'm willing to have them in my life. They weren't willing to treat me right, so they're not in my life right now. So yeah. If you couldn't afford to purchase brand name goods and clothes, would you still date or marry me? Do I wear name brand things? Let me tell you something. You see, if you're a person with money, right? And you go out and buy expensive houses and expensive cars and expensive clothes. I mean, I'm not saying you're not supposed to have nice things, because by all means, have nice things. But be sensible with your money. Just because you're a superstar or just because you're a celebrity or just because you're rich, it doesn't mean that you have to live how this society has programmed us to see ourselves living as people with money, because that's how your money done fast. Okay, if you have an expensive house, your rent or whatever expensive, your money got done quick. Then you have to find more money to keep up this lifestyle. To me, if you are a rich person and you don't buy name brand goods and whatnot, just buy yourself nice things that look good on you and fit. And you know what I'm saying, all this jewelry, you don't need fucking real diamonds and shit, like unless you're investing in them or something. You don't buy real diamonds to like, oh, just walk around and let people admire you and shit like that. You don't need real you know, cubic zirconias will do very well. Okay, that's called being smart, because you can then use your money to do shit that you actually love to do instead of doing things that you're obligated to do. So instead of spending your big bank account on rent and fixing fucking foreign cars or whatever they call the cars, them like the Maybachs and the Lamborghini and all them shit there. Instead of spending your money like that, spend your money on something that look good, something that's sensible, something that work. You know what I'm saying? So you got money to spend on some other fucking things. That's how people who are rich go broke fast. Is because they try to live themselves looking like a rich person, not realizing that you also need to upkeep that shit. You don't just spend money one time and you get to enjoy it forever. Because if you have a special car, you need a special fucking mechanic to fix that car. You need special parts to fix that car if something should go wrong with it. You see what I'm saying? The bigger your house, the bigger your rent is going to be, or the bigger the cost of the house. And if you need to do repairs, or the bigger your bill is going to be. And what's the point in living in a room, in a house with like 6, 7 bedrooms when you don't even have them amount of people coming and occupying that space? What is that for? That's a waste. Hitman. So the hitman is in love with us. Other ladies who this reading is pertaining to, is your hitman in love with you? I swear my life is like the craziest shit ever. I'm used to this now, so shit. I just go with the flow because I just go with the flow because I'm used to it. My life just, it doesn't make, listen, when it comes to my life, fact is stranger than any fucking fiction that they've ever told on me. Any lie that them ever tell upon me, the facts of my life is stranger than any lie. Yeah, the facts of my life is stranger than any lie they have ever told on me. So the lies that they tell on me, they actually make me look like a normal person then, innit? Because if you really knew the truth, you'd call me a crazy person. My hitman is in love with me. Is your hitman in love with you? Who does that? They sent you to kill me and here you are falling in love. And here I am liking you too. Listen, the heart wants what the heart wants. This is like some Mr. and Mrs. Smith shit. Yeah, some of the best friends started out as enemies. Such is life. I'm not gonna miss my blessing because I can't forgive. Shit. If you don't deserve to be in my life, you won't be able to get in my life. God won't allow you. So if God allow you in my life, welcome. It doesn't matter what your mission is. And that's what makes me special. I won't miss my blessing coming. I live whole in feelings. Your best friend could be your worst enemy, and your worst enemy can also be your best friend. Let it flow. Yeah. Think y'all gonna make me miss my blessing, you bumbleclot lie. Especially after God tell me the same people who fight against me is the same people who are going to be blessing me. I've already been briefed. Okay? All I have to do now is watch and see how it plays out. So, nigga, I ain't worried about nothing. Okay, so I'm a little bit cold. I'm a little bit sweaty too. What do we do next? So that was that. That was that. Okay, so I'm hearing pull a card from this. So we move on with the next message. Okay. So I guess this is another psychological question for us to contemplate. Good one. So if I lost my home and was living on the street, would you still want to be with me? Because you know this is the fate that they want for me. I was meant to be homeless by now, but this shit just don't, it's not working. So if I lost my home and was living on the street, would you still want to be with me? How much do you love me? If you don't love me like that, I don't need you, because that means you're a fair weather friend. Okay? And in my darkest, lowest moments, that's when I need a true friend. In our darkest, lowest moments, that's how we know how people really feel about you. So if your answer to this is no, I don't need you in my life, it's better we cut off our association right now. If I'm not worth struggling with, you should not invest in me. You should not invest your time, your attention, or your planning for your future in me. Because it's not like I'm the type of woman that's going to create homelessness for myself. I'm the type of woman who people desperately want to create homelessness for me. So will it actually come to pass? Maybe. And should it come to pass, would you stick with me or would you leave me in that by myself? The future shall tell all. The underlying issue we got, if I lost all of my money, would you still stay with me? See, I'm the type of woman that would still stick to a good man. So if I have a man and he's on top and he fall all the way to the bottom, I'm not going to leave him because of that. Is he still loving me? Well, he doesn't have a problem when it comes to me. His work life may be falling apart, but his love life still intact. His support system still intact. So is he really going to fall? No, because as long as me good, he good. That is what a relationship should be. If your relationship is not like that, you're wasting your time and his time, and you should only focus on the growth. Because you must be there to learn lessons instead, if you're not there to build. I'm here to build. Okay? I'm here to build long lasting friendships and business partnerships and loverships and husbandships. I'm not one of them women who they want to be with somebody when everything is nice in their life, and then when everything start to fall apart, if the man isn't the one who is being lazy and unmotivated, and it's like if he's even being like that, then it's my job as his partner to get to the bottom or help him get to the bottom of what's making him feel like that, you know, because you have the gift of life. Why aren't you appreciating life? And if you have gifts, why aren't you using your gifts? Let's get to the bottom of this. That's the type of woman I am. I'm not just the type of woman to decide, oh, you were making this much money and I got accustomed to this kind of life and now you're not making this money, so I'm out. That's nonsense. You know how hard it is to find a good man? And I must dump my man because he don't have no money. I must left my man because we have to go struggle on roadside. Listen, I'll be out there shaking my tutti fruity to make that money. At least we don't eat for tonight. And if we can afford to get enough, and we should be able to get enough between our talents to fucking rent a room so we can sleep in a nice warm room. He sing and I dance. So I dance and he sing. However the fuck we gonna do it. We're not gonna just be out there sitting on the side of the road with a fucking pan. We're gonna work for our money still. Because we have our pride. We don't just beg people for their hard-earned money. We work for it. And then somebody gonna see our gifts and talents and say, them people don't deserve to. You won't even know that we're homeless actually. Life is a mystery. I go with the flow. It's an experience. It's not your final destination. Your final destination is where you give up at. Your final destination is where you choose to rest at. If you choose that life goes on, life goes on. You got that? So wherever you're at right now, if you don't like where you're at in life, as long as you haven't give up, as long as you haven't given up, that's not your final destination. So expect your circumstances to change because your mindset isn't there. Your mindset is making plans for the future. So if your actions match your mindset, then your circumstances will change. No matter how long it take or how quick it happen, it will change. Expect it to change. Because God is a just God. What you put into life is what you're going to get out of it. Okay? And then we have, if you and I became a couple, would you still miss whoever? Me not share my person with nobody. So if I'm not your all, be my nothing. Especially when it comes to my personal life. We can do business together, but that's as far as it goes. If you're not going to be my one and only, and I'm not going to be your one and only, we don't need to be together. If you're not going to be with me when I'm at my lowest, and if I'm not intending to be with you when you're at your lowest, we don't need to be together. And if you're going to come my way and your mind going to be on somebody from your past or look into somebody else you want to try out in the future, we don't belong together. When you're with me, when it comes to your intimate life, you have eyes for one only, a summy rule. Because if you're thinking about somebody else, it's only a matter of time before you go out there and act upon it. Because all God have to do is provide you the right opportunity for make them even come to you and act upon it. And what you going to do then? Are you going to disrespect me? Don't fucking play with me. to whom it may concern, do not fucking play with me. Okay, moving on. That was about my love life, I guess, or our love life, ladies. I don't know how you feel about it, but everything I said, that's how I feel about relationships. If you're gonna be with somebody and they're not willing to be with you when you fall, you don't need to be together. Okay? Because it's in our darkest moment is when we need somebody the most. Unless somebody is just choosing to be utterly unambitious and lazy and want to be a parasite rather than a go-getter, then there's a different that's a different kind of person. But if your person is a go-getter and they're just having a hard time, they're just going through a season of a downward spiral, it is our duty as their partner to assist them in overcoming that season of their life, especially if they were good to us in their season of prosperity and success, good health, beauty. So just because your man dick can't stand up, all of a sudden he's useless to you? No, it's a time to use your noggin. How do we fix this? What's causing this problem? That's what you're supposed to do. Just because some girl come and dash acid on your woman face and fuck her face up, that means she not lovable anymore? Because she not beautiful anymore? And this is why it's important to focus on one's beauty within. Because if you focus too much on the outside, you're gonna miss your blessing. Beauty is more than skin deep. She may not be as pretty as your other options, but she's a better mother. She's a more supportive lover. She's a better friend. She's better with finances. She got good hygiene. Name the others. She respects me. You know, throw away all them things and more because she's not as pretty. She's not what society considers beautiful. She's not what society considers in your class. Okay. Just mean you're a fucking fool then, innit? And you're doing her a favor, really. A lot of men pick their women because of how they look and how they sex. A lot of women pick their men because of how big their bank account is and how they sex. A whole bunch of stupid people. And when you find out who the person really is, I thank God that God gave me some kind of sense. I'm glad to have learned these lessons from a young age. Okay, learn what is actually important when forming relationships and friendships and even business partnerships. If you're gonna make a checklist, put some important shit on that checklist. Fuck the height. That don't matter. Fuck the size of the dick. That shit don't matter. We'll work on it. Even if you have to put on a dildo or something, I don't know. But we'll figure it out. That's not that important. What's important is how you treat me. How supportive you are. How understanding you are. How communicative you are. How patient you are. How you allow me to love you. How you accept my love. That's what's important. How do we get along? All the other physical stuff can be sorted out in their own way. My interest is things that money can't buy. Character. The important stuff. And for those of you who are saying that money can buy character, people get tired. If you're not, if whoever you are is not who you truly are, you'll get tired. So money can't buy character. It won't last. Because people get tired of pretending to be. And just while we're on the topic, can I just address this money can't buy love? Yeah, money can't buy love. You know what money can buy? Happiness. Because the things that we get with the money, they put a smile on our face. But money can't buy love. Money can't make somebody love you. Character does that. And it doesn't mean just because you're a good person, people gonna like you. Only a good man gonna love a good woman. A evil man gonna want a evil bitch like himself. Find your peoples. A good woman will be a complete turn off to a wicked man. So if you're a wicked man and you find yourself in love with a good woman, are you really a wicked man or are you just pretending to be? The circumstances make you who you are. Are you changing? Check yourself. Alright, so let's get this next message. Listen, I know I chat a lot. You learn a lot too. That's why Malika is how she is. I had to break down those barriers because I got cussed plenty time. She'd be like, Mom, I get it. You just keep going on and on. And I'm like, I'm just trying to be thorough. Because when I'm finished talking to you, I don't want you coming back and ask me no bomb-clot question. I've given you all the information that you need. Now go out in the world and be great. I got in trouble. And now I'm getting praised for teaching her so much. Because her clients are praising her and she's praising me after she cussed me and tell me chat too much. But I give God thanks. That's how it go. I rather get on my child nerves doing the right thing and let them hate me then so that they could come back later and thank me. That's how it works. Okay. Oh, so we got Jefferson 4 at the bottom of the deck here. This is Jefferson in this deck speaks of secret agents. Okay. So Jefferson 4 would suggest that there's a Jefferson 1, 2, 3. There's at least 4 secret agents involved in whatever this is about to be revealed. Okay. So there's at least 4. Could be more, but Jefferson 4 is specific. Okay. Secret agent number 4. Interesting. So we got firmament, pastor, and we got Istanbul. So this deck is a deck that I made. It was one of my first like geopolitical decks. Okay, so that's why Istanbul is coming up. I'm cold. Hold on. So I'm gonna need my handy dandy dictionary so we can really understand what is being said here. And you know, I prefer real dictionaries as opposed to Google, because on Google they can change the meaning of words with a few clicks of a keyboard, as they do. So I like to stick to originality. Okay, we don't like confusion. At the bottom of the deck here, we got the Honorable Marcus Garvey. Did you guys know that Malika and Marcus Garvey share the same birthday, August 17th? So, firmament. First word. What did we have at the bottom of the deck? Jefferson 4. So, secret agent number 4. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Firmament. Let's see the meaning of firmament. The Montreal police supposed to be used to me and my dictionaries. Talk about I'm not respectable. They told me I'm not respectable one time, so we had to, as a matter of fact, I think they had lock up somebody. Me think a Karen did they lock up Lioness. And we went there and they had the nerve to tell us about we not respectable. Shit, tell me not got enough money. Don't tell me not respectable. Say what the fuck you mean. Tell me not have no clout. Don't tell me not respectable. I'm respectable. I'm a human being. I'm alive. I had to dig into my backpack and take out my dictionary, because it's like, I'm not respectable. I thought I was. I need to check to see what the fuck the word respectable mean. Because either I'm mistaken, or this fucking policeman is mistaken. Like, who you talking to like that? Better say what you mean and mean what you say. I'm not the one. So, firmament, F-I. Okay, firmament. Oh, there's a lot. And you people wanted to fuck with my eyesight. Me see that I really managed that part for real, but it's cool. I'll survive, as usual. Oh, it's not a lot, see? It says sky or the heavens. The firmament. Okay, the sky or the heavens. Okay. And pastor, we know what a pastor is. A pastor is basically a representative of God here, an anointed one. Okay, one who speaks on God's behalf. Okay, a real, excuse you, a real one, not the fake one them. Okay, a real one like myself, who truly connected to the Most High God. Not the fake one them, who have other agenda. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit upset. So, of the sky or heaven. So, like a heavenly pastor. Interesting. Then we got Istanbul. We're gonna have to use the deck to find out what God wants us to know about the Istanbul energy. So a heavenly pastor, a sky pastor. Woo! Interesting. And the underlying issue is Honorable Marcus Garvey. Interesting. What deck is this? Okay. Okay, so let's find out what God wants us to know about Istanbul, and then we'll be able to make sense of this message. So Istanbul. I got people worldwide fighting against me. Czechoslovakia, Argentina, Istanbul. This is how big the team is that they got fighting against me and they still fucking lose. This is what I'm saying. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. So much intelligence among you. And you're still fruitless. Why? Because evil shall not conquer good. You missed that lesson in class. You thought it was a joke. How you feel about it now? Good over evil. It's better to do good than bad. Plant good seed, you reap good fruit. By our works we shall be paid. Fucking hell. You miss all them classes? If I was an evil woman, you would have conquered me already. And all the other women that this reading is for, if they were evil women, you would have conquered them already. There's too many of you for us not to be conquered. Especially in a society where the people who are after us are the ones who basically run things. You got power. How come you're not using it? Or you're trying to use it, but how come you can't use it? You have power, but you can't use it when it comes to people like us. How come? Because if you could use your power, you would have been using it. I would have been in jail by now. I would have been dead by now. I would have been in a mental asylum by now. But I am not. You'd be so happy to lock me away so I could never come on here and do any of these readings, talk any of this truth, inspire anybody to find their own strength, talk about God, promote God, tell people what God has done in my life. You would have been happy to lock me away so I can't do any of these things. But you can't. Why can't you? Istanbul, let's see what it is that God wants us to know about Istanbul. So, heavenly pastor. And all these cards came out together. So at the bottom of the deck we got baking or cooking. So that usually means that somebody's planning something. And when I saw the Istanbul card, I was getting like somebody kind of charging, like, you know how these people got the red cloth and they do this and then the bull come and charge, like somebody's trying to run somebody over kind of energy. So anyway, we got planning or cooking at the bottom of the deck. What is this person planning? This person is planning on being friends. Good Lord. So it's like, oh, you're going to be my friend. So whoever this heavenly pastor is, yeah, they basically want to run somebody over. Like, you're going to be my friend. I don't care what you think about that. We're going to be friends. Let's see the underlying issue what we got going on here. So at least you're loved. The underlying issue is Honorable Marcus Garvey, the saint. Okay. So you're loved by the right people. Oh, prophet. And there's Jefferson 3. And God is right behind him, like, yeah, try something. Look, rubber is in the reverse, so it's like nothing not gonna bounce off of nobody. Whatever happen is gonna stick. Try something. It is your destiny. So this is for people who, shit. We got iron coming next. Iron, diamonds, people. God say fuck with my people. Jefferson 3 and Jefferson 4. Because whatever happened to you, you won't be able to get it off of you. It's gonna stick to you, and that's gonna be your destiny. So when you fuck with them, whatever you get, you're gonna take. So this heavenly pastor is saying, yo, these people are my friends. Whether they want to be my friend or not, they are my friends. And they're talking about us. We who represent God. Right. So yeah. So Marcus Garvey is standing up for us from wherever he is. Yeah. Still them out. And then we have this Jefferson 3, and God is just so this Jefferson 3 is sandwiched between God and Marcus Garvey. God is like, try something now. You're gonna regret it. We promise you. Because these people that you're fighting against, they are our diamonds. They are precious to us. They are tough. Iron and diamonds. We made them that way. Deal with it. It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. It's just business. God said, try something now. Touch a button. Touch a button. Touch a button now. Touch a button. Look. How the hell did you get there? Oh, so that's the underlying. So the underlying, we got baking or cooking, right? Family. See? So this heavenly pastor is adamant that we are friends. As a matter of fact, we are family. They say they say we, the collective of women who are being bullied by these people in society who like to tell us nothing personal, it's just business. They say we got your back. Because we like what you're doing. So keep doing what you're doing, and we're going to protect you from this side. And as a matter of fact, we are not alone too. We work for the same person, the Most High God Almighty. Okay? So keep doing what you're doing from your side, and we're going to do what we do from our side. And they're going to want to know where this kickback is coming from. And they'll never know. We won't tell them. You're not alone. Keep doing what you're doing, ladies. Yeah. So family rock climbing. It's a hard hill. It's a tough battle. As a matter of fact, I want to go rock climbing in a real life, please. Thank you. Yeah. But this rock climbing is going to cultivate things. Farming is all about cultivating things, growing things. And what we got? Driving. Yeah. So what we cultivating is our way forward. That says go. So okay, this deck is a deck that I made for Valentine's Day. It has a bunch of things in there that couples can do together that just help them to celebrate the day. And driving was one of them. And I was being silly, so that's why this card says go. So back to the definition that this reading is saying is what this heavenly pastor want to do with us is create a family with us. We are friends. We're here to see you on your journey. We know it's a hard journey, rock climbing, okay? We know it's a hard journey to cultivating forward movement, driving, yeah, and dancing, happy times, studying and playing, all the things that you do, the important things that you do. And we got museum and work. So basically your work is hard. We see what you're doing. We see you putting in all this effort. You're still taking time to have fun. You're paying attention, and you're finding time to have fun. But you're doing serious work. We appreciate it. It's like we're helping out their cause, and for helping out the cause of this firmament pastor, our thank you is to be seen to by their people. So our entourage, if you want to call it that, or our support system has grown, ladies. So if you didn't know that your support system has grown to some extent, it has grown. So not only we have some people from this very organization that is choosing to torment us, some of their own members, they're actually fighting for us, leaving their own people and fighting for us. We have some outside person here who has connection in the highest places, and their people, whoever their people are, joining the force on our behalf. So our support system has just grown by some kind of extent. Okay? And God is saying, God and this firmament pastor, this heavenly pastor, this anointed one is saying, touch them. Try it. And let's see if you ever get to recover. Rubber was in the reverse. There will be no coming back. That whatever you get for fucking with them, that will be your destiny. Try it. So we got people out here vexer than us about what they're doing to us, ladies. So, like was revealed in part 1, our job right now is to just take care of home, take care of self, take care of family. Okay? That's our job right now. When it comes to doing the dirty work, fighting back, that's not our job. Okay? We got people for that now. We've always had people for that, because even if these people weren't doing it, God is enough. And before all these people saw our innocence or heard our story or decided to help us, God was looking out for us. But now God has delegated or has inspired other people to care about our worthy cause. Okay? Because we stand for the right things. And because of us sacrificing our own happiness, our own life, our own peace, our own prosperity, because of us sacrificing our all on behalf of the right, there are people out there who admire that to the utmost, including the Most High God. But these people have been motivated to support us on our cause. So keep doing what you're doing. Don't make them stop you. Alright? Alrighty. Finally, we come to the end of this investigative reading. Thank you all so very much for joining me. Until next time, my beautifuls, let us be great. I'm in the army now. It's the boogie. Soldiers of Jah. We are soldiers in Jah army. 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 Okay, we're done. Until next time, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.